Yeah, hi. My name is Dominik Nu. I'm a trained architect and I'm working at Herzog de Meuron in Basel since more than 10 years now.
I'm Martin Schulte. I work for Herzog de Meuron since like 6 years, and I now lead the computation design team within the Design Technologies group. Within the group, I have a strong focus on applied research. So I look into new technologies as a kind of technology scout, and then experiment a lot, like also read a lot of academic research, and finally try to implement these new technologies into our daily practice. But I think for computation designers, it's our job to design these new tools and workflows that are needed to deal with the complexity that comes with circularity. Because I think we lost some skills there over time, because I think circularity was like normal, like in the when we still built like this like traditional houses, and resources were like very valuable. But now we have a different problem, because we have to scale this whole thing up, and it comes with a lot of complexity, and therefore I think new workflows, new approaches are necessary to tackle this.
For the last few years, I'm leading now the model building workshop at our office in Basel, with a focus on CNC technology and digital fabrication. We want that people, that architects, that trainees find everything they need for building, make a physical realization of their ideas. So that means we have quite a large model workshop where you can have diverse technologies ready for you, from 3D printing to digital cutting. We have CNC milling machines, and we're probably going to soon have a robot that is equipped for milling of wood and foam. So in our office, we have a long tradition of model building. So in each phase, there's a lot of iterations that are built, and for that, we need to ensure that we are doing, or that we can do a lot of models. So in terms of materiality and reusability, we always are trying to carefully check ourselves, in terms of material, waste materials. So of course we're doing a lot of models, so that means a lot of models also are going to be trashed. So we are really aware that by taking reused materials or leftover materials, we can reduce our footprint within the office. I think using reused materials or leftover materials can enhance the creative process, depending on, actually on you, how focused you are on your idea. We have, in Basel, we have a big model archive with over 18,000 models that have been collected throughout the last 45 years. And if you walk through these galleries, because they're all exposed in big shelves, so if you walk through that galleries and you see models from the very early stage, you really feel this creative energy, where people just use whatever they had, like wire packed with, with fabric, or melted wax, or, it's so incredibly inspiring. And of course, CNC technology boosted a lot our output in terms of quantity of models, but the quality not necessarily, because we were missing, I think, to my opinion, we are missing a bit this wild and creative approach, and so we try to, bring back this idea, this creative process, by guiding the people, bringing them to different ideas, showing them alternative materials, and also trying out new technologies ourselves.
I think in the transition to circularity, digitalization plays an important role, because we have to deal with all this complexity and all this information about reused parts. And we have to develop planning processes that can deal with it. So I see the role of digitalization, it's in circularity, is like advancing the BIM process, so to say, to build also databases of existing materials and try to organize and make it possible to plan with these reused building parts. Traditionally, the construction industry is a very slow-moving industry. So I think advancements in the construction industry take usually years or decades to take place. But right now, I think we are in an interesting time because there's so much new technology emerging. In Herzogenaurach, I think there is more potential that we can utilize on the construction side. But we have one example. It's not with design technologies, but it's for the hospital in Copenhagen, where 3D scanning and overlaying the built environment, or the construction site conditions, with a digital model of it, helps us to identify errors much faster. I think it's very helpful, very beneficial to just spot errors fast. But I think we could do better there if we would be able to bring a computer vision to a construction worker, let's say. But therefore, I think the industry has to also, or the technology has to mature. I think also there are legal conditions that are not met yet. So because these construction workers have to wear these devices. So we have to make sure that they don't take any damage from this. So I think there is a lot of things that have to come, but we're trying to implement technology as far as we can. But let's say the construction side for us is really a tough nut to crack, I would say. I think I'm not the right person to answer this question because I have very little interaction with construction workers. I was once on the construction side of the Kinderspital Zurich, where we did some tests with mixed reality, and the construction workers were really interested in the topic. So they were approaching us if they can try the device, and they were seeing the non-finalized part of the construction sites. They were really interested and were asking, hey, can we use this? Is this something that we will have in the future? So I think they were eager to test it out. And also, I think they lack really information on the construction side. So another example from the same project is that we have these complex spiral staircases. And once one of our architects, she asked us to 3D print a model of the staircase for us. And then she brought it to the construction site, and the construction workers asked to keep it because they could see this 3D geometry in the 3D printed model. And that would help them to finalize the one-to-one thing better. The people that interacted with, they are curious, they want to try these things, but there are also people that don't take it only because it's fancy. I think this first excitement will wear off, and in the end, they will take what is useful and what really brings a benefit to them and what is also convenient to work with. I think this is all the things that you would have to test in long term, or a certain period of time.
And in terms of construction side, I think this whole circularity topic will add definitely a big layer of complexity to the process. I think it's a very interesting time for the topic of computational design because, to my opinion, during the last decade, let's say, we always have used digital technologies or computational design for the 1 or 2% of really, high quality, really expensive, really posh projects. And so for the rest, the last 99, 98%, it was not really relevant for the usual built environment. But now I see big potential that we can use actually digital technologies and especially computational design to handle this complexity of the availability of material, what material comes available, when, at what point, how do you need to transform it to be able to reuse it again. That's the construction side and the construction process is anyway very complex, but this adds another really, really big layer of complexity. And I think we can invent tools to handle this complexity in a good way.
I think in the construction, I feel that mixed reality could be a game changer. If you use, for example, mixed reality as a case study, you could build directly from the 3D model. So you don't have this abstraction and reinterpretation of a drawing, and therefore you could have less errors and therefore also less waste on the construction site. But I think all these tools that work with data are also very important. So I think, for example, tools that allow us to access life cycles better, like all the LCA tools, they will play a big role in the future. But I think everything that helps us to manage the complexity and data will be very important. And I hope that in, like, maybe not 5 years, in 10 years, we will have the possibilities to have like more like or better tools, digital tools on the construction site. For example, that you can construct directly from a 3D model. Because right now in our process, we build a 3D model to then extract 2D drawings from it. So a construction worker can read these 2D drawings and create a 3D object. So I think there is an unnecessary step of translation in there. And I think, hopefully in 10 years, we can bridge that gap. And then not only with new material, but also with reused material, that then you exactly know where to place what, and to get the message over much better and faster and without so many errors as we have it currently.